So we're gonna do a little vlog today of the Peterson Museum. I'm gonna show you everything that's in there, all the exhibits. It's always changing and updating, and they have dialed stuff in the Peterson Museum. And there's somebody who's in there right now that has an exhibit, an artist that I really like. So you're gonna have to wait to see who that is. Going there for many reasons, because there's always incredible rides and stuff that I haven't seen, the rarest of cars. It's 9 a.m. on a Friday. The sun is bright. The smells are in the air. The California smells that I love so much. How lucky are we that we get to start this museum tour, this journey, driving down the PC8s from Malibu into Los Angeles. It'll probably be about a 45-minute drive. On the way, I'll flip the phone around here and we'll show you the ocean and some stuff like that before we get there. So it'll be kind of like a little travel vlog. So I did already make one stop this morning for my Starbucks. I can't go without that. Getting a little closer to the city here. We're rolling down by Santa Monica. It's starting to look a little bit more like Los Angeles. Just got to the parking garage. Let's see, you are here, museum entrance. I need to go down. Where's museum entrance? I think that it's probably this way. In front of me is the Tesla Semi. If you guys haven't seen a Tesla Semi, check this out. So cool. He's made some bold statements about this thing, taking over the trucking industry. And frankly, I believe about anything Elon says. Thank you. Appreciate it. All right, we're just walking into the entrance here. This is gonna be insane. Did I mention that I was excited? Couple Beamers over here. I mean, this is just the lobby. We've got an Enzo in the lobby. I've seen a few Enzos in person, but it's always a treat. Of course, named and modeled after Enzo Ferrari himself, if you didn't know that. This is a tribute to him. Hey, look, a couple motorcycles. A little more my speed here. We are in maybe the most exciting exhibit at the Peterson. One of the reasons I wanted to come is Daniel Arsham, and his stuff is just exquisite. So we're gonna go around, we're gonna check it out in many different sectors, and it means different things to a lot of people, including myself. So we're gonna roll around and check this exhibit out. Here's the Mustang that he did. gas pump. Coats the components in such a way that would make it seem as if it was all one material, and then he picks selective areas on the car, like the hood, sometimes the quarter panels. I could be wrong. This is just my hypothesis, that he wants to actually make three-dimensional and create depth. So he'll say, okay, we're gonna keep the original wheels, the body, you know, maybe the bumpers. We're gonna start with an existing car, and then we're going to choose the deck lid, the trunk, the seats, areas where we wanna create this depth and bring another dimension to the vehicle. Here's his little bonsai 356. I've seen this car on his social media. Bonsai. I love that. Such a bitchin' car. Back to the Future. It's so cool. So I just got up to floor number 3. They tell you to start with the 3rd floor and then work your way down. There's just so much to see here. Probably not going to show you everything. Just maybe the stuff I'm interested in. This little dude probably looks familiar to you. Oh, very cool. Not totally sure what it is. Maybe you guys do. Looks like a little Porsche. The body is very well made. This is something that excites me. This is a replica Mercedes used in the movie Red Notice with Dwayne Johnson. Some bullet holes in the windshield. Very good. Here's a very tasteful ride. Beautiful. A jet black gangster mobile. It's a 1948 Tucker. I could roll in this. Yeah. We could put a little Coleco tasteful badge or emblem on this thing somewhere. You cannot go wrong with a black Corvette. I mean, let's be real. 1956 original black Corvette. 1939 Bugatti. Beautiful bodywork. The fenders are exquisite. It's just a flowing automobile. Removable top. Peels back like that. That's pretty cool. Let's check out the guts. Looks like a wood dash, wood steering wheel, but just exquisite metalwork on all the controls and the gauges for this time. I can't remember the engines, in the old Bugattis. I want to say like a V10 or something. I can't remember for sure. All right, we've got a Jaguar here. I see him on social media sometimes. Just a beautiful ride. 1961 XKE Coupe. Got the suitcase in the back, or the briefcase I should say, and the business coupe. All right, so there's 3 floors of action here. We're gonna head down to the 2nd floor. That was floor number 3. And like I say, I'm just gonna show you the stuff that I'm kind of into. Ooh, I see some 32 Roadsters down here, black. Ooh, this is gonna be the floor. Just a beautiful highboy black Roadster. Of course, in 1932, it's got what I call sprint car steering on the outside, where they put the steering arm out of the body. That's what you call a Duval windshield. That's laid back like that, chrome. They usually have a centerpiece in the middle and kind of gives it that sleek race car look. That might not actually be a Duval, but growing up, that was kind of the main brand for that windshield. My dad and I always liked that. You can see the chrome hairpins, black steelies with the chrome trim ring, always a good way to go. And then this is kind of wild. They've got side pipes integrated into the bottom frame rail. I don't know if I've seen that. That's pretty wild. Of course, Firestone bias tires, and just a traditional setup in the cockpit. Looks like all Stewart Warner gauges, black and white. My dad uses that same setup in his stuff. Sprint car steering box down there, 3 pedals. Hot rods have 3 pedals, not 2. And then an engine turn dash panel, sprint car steering wheel. This is a cocky ride. If you guys want to know the info on it. I love the hot rod wall over here of Hot Rod Magazine.
So my guess is it's got
And let's transition over to this. Here's another 32 Roadster. I'm sure it's a very legendary car. My dad and my brother-in-law would be able to tell you all about these cars, I'm sure. I'm like, oh yeah, I saw this. And they're like, yeah, that's this car and that car. I don't get quite as much into the heritage as those guys do. They can tell you a lot more. I just stick to the fabrication and the engineering and stuff, but we're into the same stuff. It's just, I don't have all of the underlying knowledge of the hot rod community and as they do. So this is a bitchin' ride. You've got the salt flat real knockoff wheels, as we would call them. Quick change rear end. Those are 2 gears in there that are easily swappable like a sprint car. That's where that comes from, the quick change rear end. Bitchin' fuel cap here integrated into the body. Very aircraft inspired. And then the guts are real hot in this thing. 3 pedals like a real hot rod. Guess just littered with gauges. Sprint car style wheel. Very cool. Very cool. As you can see, the real knockoffs here again. Safety wired like they used to. You spin that wing nut, that wheel's coming off like a real race car. Let's keep moving in the deuce section here. You got a 32 Vicky. Kind of a street rod more than a hot rod, but very cool nonetheless. And then here we got what I would call your true post-war hot rod era 32 Roadster here. Flames, red flathead. This is some John Milner stuff right here. Very traditional American hot rod styling. Flat black with the flames, white walls, red guts. That's as American hot rod as it gets. Here's another 32 Roadster over here. And again, you guys on the channel watching here, you might know more than I do about what these cars are and why they're special and in the museum. I don't follow the heritage quite as much, like I said. I just do the fabrication stuff, but nonetheless, this is a beautiful car. I don't know what that dash is out of. I want to go out on a limb and I'm not even going to guess. I don't know what the dash is out of, but I think that's a 40 Ford steering wheel, I think. My dad would know. We're exiting the Hot Rod Gallery, the 32 Fords, and looks like we are getting into some serious rides now. Some very new exotic cars. I see new Lamborghinis, I see a Koenigsegg, I see a Pagani, 918 Spider. This is gonna be a major shift of gears here. All right, next, we're gonna move over to probably my favorite hypercar, to be honest. It's the 918 Porsche. It's Porsche's go at the hypercar to compete with, you know, the LaFerrari, the P1 McLaren. Just a really, really bad ride. One of my favorite parts, I mean, besides the styling of the body, just kind of a timeless look. For a hypercar, it's not quite as wild as some of the edgy McLaren stuff and the LaFerrari and stuff, but I love that the headers come out of the hatch. It's so bitchin' on the 918. For those of you who have not seen a Bugatti in person, here it is. So here's the Pagani. It is a very boutique automobile company. Not everybody's heard of it. I mean, if you're a car guy, you certainly have. I don't know a lot about the owner. I don't believe that they build their own engines. Don't quote me, but I don't think they have original Pagani engines. But nonetheless, they're an absolutely bizarre supercar, all carbon fiber. Just dripping from head to toe. And I always remember the guts of these things being absolutely insane. Koenigsegg, I believe, holds the mile-per-hour record in a straight line. Just wild cars. Christian Koenigsegg, look him up on YouTube. There's a lot of documentaries about the company, but full carbon fiber tub cars, like all other hypercar and supercars, but definitely their own unique brand, their own styling. A very boutique car company, small run, limited run stuff, very expensive, but very fast and unique. They do build their own engines, Koenigsegg does, so that's one thing that's cool about them, is they build every part of the vehicle. Powertrain, engine, transmission, body, all of it. All right, we're gonna move into a section that's a little more near and dear to me, the motorcycles and racing. Triumph chopper. I don't know the significance of this bike and why it's in here. I bet you if we dug into it, we could learn. Old Norton. MV Augusta, 1960. (1940) Indian Scout. Looks pretty cool. We're gonna roll into an exhibit on McLaren's history of automotive racing. Wow, these cars are incredible. These are early Indy 500 cars over there. You turn around here, we've got one of their new Formula One cars. This is a safety feature they started a few years ago. That's called the Halo. These are called the side pods. Obviously a fully carbon fiber car. And I think this is the hybrid turbo V6 series engines. They used to be naturally aspirated V10s, but now they're twin turboed 6 cylinders. As you can see, all carbon fiber front suspension components. This exhibit is really cool. We gotta check out the tail unit on this F1 car. Just a bizarre splitter back here. It's insane, all carbon fiber. And then of course, there's the Inconel rear exhaust with the 2 blow-off tubes for the twin turbos. Just beautiful. All right, we're moving down to floor number 1 here. What do we got? I see a lot of Tesla product. Oh dang, this must be like the Tesla exhibit. We're gonna check this out. There's a Cybertruck. I have not seen a Cybertruck in person yet. All right, this is wild. Dang, you guys remember the video where he smashed the window and he claimed it wasn't on purpose? But it probably was, so every news channel in the world would cover it for free advertising. Yeah, I remember that. Check out the little Cyber Quad. All electric. All right, that thing's dope. I'm gonna be honest. Check out the bed. Whoa. All right. I'm in. I like it. This whole Tesla, Elon Musk exhibit is wild and well deserved. Let's be honest. Here's the Tesla Roadster, man. There's one just like that floating in space. They're tracking the Starman. There he is, flying around with Venus, doing circles. Holy smokes. The fact that Elon Musk launched this guy into space is insane. Just in true Musk fashion. Everything's always a little flamboyant. Here's a couple of his starmen. I mean, what is there not to like? Here's the astronaut vehicle that they take to the launch site. Here's a little semi. We saw one of those earlier. This must be the concept constructed version. Here's the new Tesla Roadster, which is insane. I have not seen this car yet in person. Not in production yet, but supposed to absolutely wax all of the combustion engine supercars. He claims in top speed and on a road course, which doesn't surprise me. It's Elon, but it's also like we know the difference between the torque and the horsepower in these electric vehicles, and the CG is probably super low on these roadsters with the battery packs in the floor. I think they are. This is the first Tesla Roadster. This is where it all started. And if you're familiar with the story at all, Elon Musk did not actually start Tesla. He bought his way in early and became the largest shareholder, which allowed him to take over. It's gonna conclude the tour, I think, of the Peterson Auto Museum. I didn't show you everything, I know, there's so much to see here, but I showed you some of the stuff that I like, and you need to come here and check it out yourself. I mean, it's Los Angeles, it's beautiful weather, it's badass cars, and what's not to love? All right, so I'm inside the Peterson restaurant right now. I'm gonna have lunch. This is really cool. Where's my table at? Very automotive inspired in Los Angeles, like a beach feel. Thank you. Over here? All right. Shrimp shot salad. Lunch was good. Moving on to the next thing. I want to get out to the street here. I was hoping to show you the outside of the building a little bit and how bizarre it is, but I would have to cross the street. Here, let me see if I can get this. That is not doing it justice, but I'm gonna go right out into the street one lane without getting killed. There's the Peterson Auto Museum. Adios. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you on the next one.